Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to share with you 10 more perfect fragrances for spring. Now the reason why I say 10 more is because every season I like to bring you guys my recommendations for fragrances I think are perfect and appropriate. And I've been doing this for a few years and I decided to try and find more fragrances and not regurgitate or bring back some of the same fragrances that I previously mentioned. But I do want to say that all of my previous videos, all of those fragrances still stand true as being great spring fragrances as well. So I will list all those previous videos below, but if you want to see a new updated spring list for 2021, then keep watching. Now a few days ago I did my silly comedic video, Scents from a Hat, and it perfectly chose 10 gross fragrances for spring. I'll link that video below too if you want to check it out. Those videos are meant to be fun, and the gross fragrances are more challenging in spring weather. They're not gross scents, they're really fantastic fragrances, but they're more appropriate for fall and winter time. So if you'd like to know what fragrances I chose then, definitely check out that video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put out fragrance related content Monday through Friday, so I'll always have something for you to watch. So let's get into this list, shall we? I have a lot of scents here, and what I really wanted to focus on was florals. I know, florals for spring, groundbreaking. Just like you see a lot of citruses and bright fragrances in summertime, and you see a lot of gourmands or heavier woods in fall and winter, I think springtime is when you really get to go out and explore these light, fresh, sparkly fragrances that are still perfect for slightly cooler weather. So springtime, depending on where you live, it can be on the warmer side or it can be on the cooler side as you're transitioning from winter weather to spring weather. So all of these fragrances smell really beautiful even when it's slightly cold or when it's warmer, and just when the weather is most idealistic. A lot of people idealize springtime weather and fall weather. I'm one of those people, and I think springtime is the time where you can kind of be more lively, more playful, more flirty with your scents. And it's a great time to wear scents that you probably would put in your fragrance wardrobe away, because in cooler weather or even sometimes in hotter weather, they don't quite work as well as some other fragrances do. So the first one we're going to talk about is a fragrance that I've had in my collection for a bit. It is a fantastic scent. Either the parfum or the eau de toilette would work, and it is Gucci Bamboo. Now this fragrance to me is one of the easiest scents to wear in my collection. It is a very easy dumb grab and go scent, and it has a vivacity to it. It's sparkly and lively. It's got a little bit of just some aromatic woods in there, a little bit of sandalwood in there that just kind of, to me, adds a lot of just specialness to this scent. And I know specialness really isn't the best word, but it makes this scent a little bit more special, makes this scent a little bit more playful and sexy, and it's just a beautiful scent nonetheless. This is a very easy to wear scent, a very complimentary fragrance, and also a very uplifting fragrance as well. The eau de toilette specifically, in my environment, smells better on my skin. Both could work very well in regards to the eau de parfum or the eau de toilette, but I live in an area that tends to be a little on the humid side, and the eau de parfum can get a little bit muddy when it gets warm. And so the eau de toilette, just in regards to its formula and just how it smells on the skin, performs better in regards to just how it smells and its lifespan. It actually lasts longer on my skin than the eau de parfum does. So I prefer the eau de toilette, but either is a great option. This next fragrance is one that I actually picked up from Whole Foods. And when I initially got this scent, I wasn't super wowed by it, but the more I've worn it, the more I've really liked it. And it's Mandarin Peony from Tulip. Now this is a really just affordable fragrance. I think I spent like $30 on it. Again, I picked it up at Whole Foods, and it's just something that's really sweet, easy to wear. It's got this beautiful watery kind of billowy floral note to it. It's got some peach, some rose, a beautiful creamy brightness to it, and it's just something that's playful and works really well if you're looking for a floral scent that maybe has a little bit of flirtiness to it. I do really like it, and I like the fact that this is also very affordable and accessible as well. If you're looking for a fragrance that has been part of my fragrance wardrobe that I wear all the time, that I love endlessly, it's Brooklyn from Gallivant. This fragrance has been part of my fragrance wardrobe for years. It's been a fragrance that I love and reach for all the time. It is a favorite of mine and one of my most worn scents. Now the nice thing about Brooklyn, it has this beautiful soft brightness to it, this sweetness that's not candy-like, and I just find it to be something that's really good in springtime when it's more on the cooler end. I just really like how this adds a bit of sparkle and brightness and a little tiny bit of clean soapiness too. It's just a beautiful fragrance for spring, and one, if you stalk my Instagram, you'll notice pops up from time to time more frequently than others as my most worn scent, or one of my most worn fragrances. Nicolai is fantastic, and it's Fig Tea. This is the only fragrance from this house. I have Cap Neroli in a travel size. I need to buy more fragrances from this house. This house is outstanding. I don't know why I haven't purchased or acquired more from this house, but they are an underappreciated house. Their price point is amazing. Their fragrances are amazing. They're just all around a house I really love. Now, fig is a note that I love seeing utilized as a note that is dominant, but also used in composition to elevate and add depth and little nuances like creaminess or fruitiness or sometimes milkiness. And I like tea scents. If you guys didn't know, I'm like obsessed with tea fragrances. And this Fig Tea is beautiful. Now, the reason why this to me is a little bit more appropriate for springtime has to do with the fig. The fig is this big, bold, but still kind of milky, light, fruity, just gorgeous pronounced note. The tea doesn't take a backstage, but the fig is very present. And fig to me smells more, because of the milkiness, it's less appropriate for summertime unless it is a very kind of watery green fig. This is more of like a milky, thicker, smoother fig, and I think that that works better in the summertime. No, springtime. There we go. I'm having a hard time talking today, guys. Hi, I got like no sleep last night. I love Fig Tea just because it's one of those fragrances that's incredibly easy to wear, but it has an unparalleled beauty in regards to its freshness, its liveliness, its flirtiness, and it's just ability to capture this beautiful note of fig and keeping the integrity of that note while still playing up the beautiful greenness, the fruitiness, the creaminess that it can have. You get all these gorgeous, juicy aspects of fig in this fragrance without it being too heavy, too cloying, or too overpowering. I don't find fig to be a note that can be overpowering unless it's a little bit too not blended well or the composition's lacking in some way, but this is a beautiful fig dominant scent that I find to be perfect for springtime, again, because it's got that milkiness. So this is a great flirty, lively scent to wear, again, when it's like cooler months of springtime. It's just fantastic. I'm having the hardest time describing things today. Y'all need to get 8 hours of sleep in a row. Solid. If you don't do it, you're gonna end up like me where you're just spitting out words randomly and not quite sure what you're saying. But we're going on to number 5. This fragrance is great and it's affordable. It's very accessible scent, and I do like accessible fragrances. I love very aromatic floral fragrances, and violet is one of those notes that I just go wild for. I purchase, I search for, like it's definitely something that I seek out in regards to a dominant note. And you can get these beautiful powdery, pillowy, very sweet candy-like violets, which I love, but I also love more kind of watery violet scents. And I have some amazing watery violet fragrances in my collection. And from Fragonard, Violet is just gorgeous, easy to wear. Again, this is another scent that you can just grab and wear and love. It has a slight bit of kind of almost like a raspberry or like a blackberry or currant just kind of like after smell. Like when you spray it on your skin, you get this beautiful watery violet, and then it kind of gets a little bit jammy, a little bit fruity, just a touch. And I love that. Like I've talked about with some fragrances that are better for the cooler months of spring, I think this is better when spring kind of transitions into summer. This fragrance, in my opinion, doesn't really have the bones or the presence to last in hot weather, so summers this might get lost, but I also feel like it's a little bit too delicate for super cold. So I think when springtime kind of transitions to summertime will be the perfect time to wear this scent. It's when you'll really get all these beautiful little nuances, this gorgeous violet, these beautiful kind of fruits in the background, and none of those little delicacies are going to get lost in humidity, heat, or maybe it being too cold and not performing in its best capacity. I know I'm saying things wrong. It is a beautiful scent. You can wear it year round. It is very easy to wear, but in my personal opinion, like late spring, early summer is probably the best time to wear this guy. If you're a lover of white florals and you want a perfect white floral for springtime, Angie by Rosie Jane is great. I just reviewed this fragrance. I'll link it below. If I have any reviews of any of these scents, I will link them below. This is just a fantastic, gorgeous honeysuckle scent. Again, it has fig in there. The fig is in the background. It just adds a tiny bit of creaminess and just kind of tames the honeysuckle a little bit. But this is just a beautiful and vivacious scent, and something I definitely think is great if you're looking to add florals for spring. Another great white floral scent, in my opinion, for springtime is Voce Viva from Valentino. A lot of people, this scent and My Way from Armani kind of released at the same time, and a lot of people are comparing it. I did too. Some people prefer My Way over this one. I prefer this one over My Way. I do own both. I just find that the orange blossom in here adds a little bit of charm and something a little bit different than your standard kind of sparkly floral woody aromatic scent that you find every single fragrance house releases. And I don't mind those compositions. I actually really enjoyed, obviously, Gucci Bamboo is part of this list, but I like to see things a little bit different, a little tiny bit of creativity being utilized. And I think the really kind of boisterous and prominent orange blossom, at least on my skin with this scent, kind of takes it over the edge of being better than My Way, again, in my personal opinion. And that orange blossom is a great scent for spring, especially if you want something white floral, but a little bit sweeter and less oppressive than some of the other more prominent white florals you see in fragrances that some people find to be more challenging. Now these last three scents, each in their own unique way, are different. First we have Strawberry Delight from Panna London. I wanted something fruity in this list. I wanted something more gourmand, something that was a little bit more playful, and Strawberry Delight is just gorgeous. It's a rich and creamy and fruity strawberry fragrance, and something that I really enjoy wearing. It's also very sexy. Great fragrance for spring. It works really well in the warmer months of spring and the cooler months of spring, so you can wear it pretty much the entire time. We have Twilly de Hermes from Hermes. This fragrance hasn't gotten a lot of show on my channel. I don't really talk about this fragrance too much. This is one of those fragrances that has been so hyped and so many people talk about it. I don't feel like I need to review it, but if you guys would like me to review this scent, please let me know. But I do really love this scent, and the ginger in here is just vivacious. I don't know why that's the word of the video, but that's just the word that I'm kind of, my one-track mind is just kind of living on, or kind of honing in on. It's just, there's a sweetness to this fragrance, there's a lusciousness to this fragrance, there's a sharp spiciness to this fragrance, but at the same time, if you like heavier scents but you want something that works good in the springtime weather, this is great. Fantastic scent. I find it to be a little bit better in the cooler springtime months, but you could wear it the entire time. It would be very appropriate. And I can't have any list without providing a rose scent, because you guys know how much I love rose fragrances. And Rose Milano from Armani Privé is my choice. This is a gorgeous, watery, lightly sweet rose. There's just a touch of fruit in the background. It's really quite gorgeous. And if you want something sophisticated and elegant, but you could still wear night or day, cool or hot, springtime, flirty, feminine, fantastic, Rose Milano has been one that I've just been kind of salivating over. It's such a perfect scent for spring, especially for rose lovers like myself. Anyway, guys, that is my springtime list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys agree with any of the fragrances that I chose, please let me know. Or if you disagree with any of these scents, let me know as well. Also, I'd love to know what fragrances you are super excited to wear as part of your springtime fragrance rotation. So let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.